Hello and welcome to another edition of LEAP's new monthly video series, the Regional Resiliency Report. I'm Caitlin Lindstrom, the Marketing Content Manager here at LEAP. This month, President and CEO Bob Trezise will give a brief overview of recent economic news across the region, including the graduation of our first class of entrepreneurs from the One and All initiative. Our member feature will showcase an extended joint interview with Daryl Adams of the Shyft Group and Pat Gillespie of Gillespie Group, who were both recently honored by Ernst & Young as finalists for the Entrepreneur of the Year Award for the Michigan and Northwest Ohio region. First, let's hear from Bob about what's new in the world of economic development.
Well, hi, everybody. I'm Bob Trezise, President and CEO of LEAP, Lansing Economic Area Partnership. I hope you're all doing well. LEAP is doing very well, and so is our region. Despite the historic pandemic and the other issues going on, we continue to persevere and continue to grow. As some examples, this week the new downtown city market opened, which is the Meyer Urban Grocery Store and Pat Gillespie's project, a brownfield TIF that LEAP and the city of Lansing worked on. Congratulations, Pat Gillespie. The store is beautiful. The hotel is soon to open. The apartments are mostly rented out, is my understanding. It's just another great addition to Michigan Avenue, our backbone of our region. We just have wrapped up our $5.3 million small grants to small businesses across the entire three-county area. And of course, we're very proud of that. And the messages we've had from those businesses has just been, heartbreaking and rewarding, as we continue to fight through this. We just completed our graduation of our first cohort class for our One and All program. This program works exclusively with everyone who is below the ALICE working poverty threshold, sort of, and really attempts to give money and extreme mentoring from so many CEOs of LEAP directly, trying to uplift our neighbors and friends who are entrepreneurs and who have great ideas for businesses. So we got to hang in there, be strong as we enter the holidays, probably a difficult winter, but let's all look to the spring and summer, which will be here like that, and we'll be all back on our feet and stronger than ever. So I wish everyone well, and we'll talk to you real soon.
Now we'll talk with Daryl and Pat about leadership, advice for entrepreneurs, and the importance of inclusion in entrepreneurship.
Hello, my name is Daryl Adams. I'm President and CEO of the Shyft Group. My history is a little different, I think, than most in our industry. Started out with an engineering degree from Lawrence Institute of Technology. Did my MBA from Michigan State. I actually worked at Lear Corporation, Southeast Michigan, for 17 years. 2 stints over into Europe. From there, I took an assignment down at Midway Products, and the reason I made that move was at Lear, I had vertical responsibility, and I felt I needed horizontal responsibility in an organizational chart in order to continue my progress through the ranks of a company. And I was there for 8 years, more than triple the size of the company. It was a bit of a turnaround at the time. And then in May of 2014, I received a call from a recruiter. I had an opportunity with Spartan Motors, and to be honest with you, I hope nobody on the phone takes, or the viewers take offense to this. I really didn't know where Charlotte, Michigan was. And I really didn't know what Spartan Motors was at the time, which is now the Shyft Group. Did my research and found that it was, did a couple of tours of the plants. Found it was a great opportunity. Felt I could help the organization grow it, continue to enhance it. So the strategy was take a specialty vehicle industry company and move the operations into a automotive world-class manufacturing philosophy, which we've done over the past 6 years that I've been with the Shyft Group. And since then, we've increased our revenue by 400%. Obviously, EBITDA has come along with that. So we've had a lot of fun and success. I think that's part of why I was considered and honored to be nominated for the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year.
Hi, I'm Pat Gillespie, President and CEO of the Gillespie Group, based here in Lansing, Michigan. As far as where I got started and how I got to where I'm at right now, at a young age, 12, 13 years old, I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Paper routes with the Lansing State Journal, elite member. Yard mowing contracts, doing odd jobs for people, trying to make money and like basically control my own destiny. I got interested in real estate, buying rental homes at the age of 14. I started reading books about it. I bought some rental homes when I was in high school. I went to Michigan State and Lansing Community College and had about 10 or 11 homes and knew that I really have a passion for real estate. We were buying rental homes and doing that. My degree was in construction management. And from there, I joined the construction and development part with the real estate part and started a business at the age of 24 called Gillespie Development. I learned from Crispin Construction. I worked from them, another LEAP member, while I was in college. Learned from other developers in town. I called 5 to 10 of them and figured out, hey, what's working for you? What isn't working? How can I do what I'm doing in a better way? So I had a lot of mentors, local mentors that were willing to help. But from there, basically just started building apartments. We built hotels. We've built condos. We've built office buildings. The first 15 years were mostly suburban sprawl, Charlotte, Ionia, Portland, Muskegon, Jackson. About 15 years ago, we really focused on our hometown, Lansing, Michigan, and committed about 80% of our resources of people and time there with the stadium district, prudent outfield, marketplace. So we have properties all over the state of Michigan right now that we own and manage and develop. We also have bar restaurants in the Lansing area. We have about 180 employees in the Lansing area and quite a team that's put together to help make all this grow. So going through this Entrepreneur of the Year award criteria and questions really makes you hone in and focus on why were we selected and why are we at where we're at today. And you figure out in a hurry that it's your team and the entire group around you that allows you to, free up the time needed for the creative thought, but even more importantly, implement all the ideas into something magical that really creates the team and the forward progress that we've been able to achieve.
What advice for success would you give an aspiring entrepreneur or business owner? So let's go ahead and keep the same format, and we'll start with Daryl.
All right, thank you. What advice would I give to an aspiring entrepreneur? I think, it goes back to what Pat talked about on the first question, right? Cutting grass when he was young. I think if you look back and do newspaper routes, a lot of the entrepreneurs, successful leaders, don't shy away from hard work. I was doing the same. It sounds like our background is very similar. Cutting grass, hoping your mom could drive you somewhere, or walking down the street, delivering newspapers, working weekends. Your friends might be out playing, and you maybe have a job you have to do. So I think when you get down to it, being an entrepreneur, being a leader isn't easy, but it is rewarding. And I think that's where, it's a lot of hard work. You have to get up early. You got to put in the time. You have to, make the right decisions. But you also have to, as we've talked on previous questions, talk to people that have been there before you. To Pat's comments, right? I think he said he had 12 to 15 mentors throughout his time. I've had the same when I was at Lear. But you just go talk to them, you sit with them. And I'll tell you, they love to share that. So don't be afraid to go out and ask somebody that's been successful or someone you maybe, respect, or even if you don't know them, introduce yourself, tell them what you're doing. People would love to help that have been successful and that are leaders. I did it when I was a few years ago working with Michigan State. I was a coach for college students that maybe didn't have parents at home or didn't have a parent that maybe had a college degree. It was, to me, that's rewarding. And yeah, work is fun and everything, but it's the personal side that we like to share. So if you're an entrepreneur, you're wondering what to do, please reach out, ask people. It's free advice. It's not going to charge you anything, but ask more than one, right? You have to triangulate it because every situation is different and people have different ideas. So at the end of the day, you're going to have to put all that into an equation and make sure that you're getting the right answer. And maybe you won't. But again, you have the background from the knowledge of talking to others on how to build that strategy that you're putting together to be the entrepreneur that you can be.
Great. And what about you, Pat?
So what advice would I have for entrepreneurs? Very similar to Daryl's, but I have basically three things when budding entrepreneurs or people that call and say, I want to start a business, what should I do? So a lot of people have great ideas. First of all, if you have a passion for something, a new product, a new business, a better way to do things, write down what that passion is, write down what that business idea is so that it becomes real, it becomes a goal, it becomes tangible. And just like Daryl said, reach out to people that you don't know. Reach out to people you do know that are entrepreneurs, that are in business, that are in finance, that are in an area that can give you the thoughts on your plans. Be willing to share your thoughts and your ideas so that they can pick them apart. Don't just look for yes people. And you're going to build almost an executive team of people that can help you say you're going in the wrong direction, or you should modify a little bit. They can save you months. They can save you weeks. And I guess the last thing is, if you have that passion and you have that idea, don't wait for the perfect time. So many people have an idea. So many people have the passion to do it, but they wait 10 years. They wait 15 years saying it was never the perfect time to start that business. It was never the perfect time. And they look back and go, I wish I would have. I had the idea before this product even came out, but I never did it because there was not a perfect time. There is no perfect time to start a business. There is no perfect time to be an entrepreneur. If you are willing to jump in and be 60 to 70% of what you think you know, I say do it, and do it early and do it as quickly as you can so that you can learn from your mistakes and you can keep moving the ball forward without being perfect. If you wait for perfect, quite oftentimes it doesn't happen and you look back and go, I wish I would have. So write it down, meet with mentors and meet with people in the business, and I don't want to use the Nike term, but do it. Just do it and get after it early.
Awesome. So for our last question, we're going to talk a little bit about like diversity and inclusion. So to support underserved entrepreneurs throughout the Lansing region, LEAP recently launched the One and All initiative, which is running for 2 years and is comprised of multiple 2-month programs that aim to give entrepreneurs of varied backgrounds who fall below the ALICE threshold, which is generally referred to as the working poor, the support and skills they need to succeed. So why do you think diversity in entrepreneurship is important? And we'll go ahead and start with Daryl again.
Sure. Thank you. So I think diversity in entrepreneurship is important for many reasons. I mean, you know, the different, we talked about it earlier in some of the answers, different opinions from people. We didn't talk about different cultures, right? So when you're building a team, you want to make sure you have diversity in your team. You don't want to get the same individual. So I'll give you an example. On our board of directors, when I first started with Spartan, most of the board members were from Southeast Michigan. And I came from the automotive industry in Southeast Michigan. So first thing the chairman and I did is we started trying to add some diversity to our board, right? And we're doing that inside our company as well. Diversity into the plants that we work in, the offices that we work in. And to me, it's about hiring the right person. But if you have goals out there, you can find diverse candidates to support your organization, to support your team. And it's important to have a blend, right? Because you really should have an organization that looks like the country, looks like the region you're working in, to make sure that people can relate and give you different ideas from different, even parts of the city, parts of the county, parts of the state, even globally, depends on the size of your organization. So I think it is very important to make sure that we do have diverse teams, especially when we're going around ideas, which to me, again, is another trait of a great leader, is you have to be open and accept other people's ideas, right? Because if you're a leader and it's only your ideas that are working, people aren't going to want to work for you. To Pat's point earlier, you want to make sure that you listen to people, you evaluate, excuse me, and you make them part of it, right? Because it's going to give you a better team, a better answer, and a better company as you build it and you continue to be successful.
Awesome. All right. And same question for you, Pat.
So I think diversity in entrepreneurship is not only important, it's essential. And I am so proud of LEAP for the program they put together. In today's world of internet connectivity, people of all walks of life are connected. They're getting ideas, they're getting thoughts, they're able to communicate all over the world. And they have these ideas that have never been had. And now they're able to share them, they're able to grow them. and they're able to think them, LEAP's program is going to be able to take that thought into action. When they're hooked up with a mentor, when they're hooked up with financial resources, it's more than just a dream, and it's more than just an idea or a thought. I'm excited to see the next couple of years, what comes out of LEAP's program, and I think it's essential, and it's going to be critical to grow Lansing, because some of these folks are going to create real businesses that are thriving and going to hire a lot of people in the Lansing area. And I give LEAP credit for putting this program together, because I think it's extremely important and essential for our region.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much to both of you for spending some time talking with us today. And congratulations again on your recognition from Ernst & Young.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congrats, Pat.
Daryl.
Thanks so much for tuning in to the October edition of LEAP's Regional Resiliency Report. We'll see you here next month.